Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw News Brief. Before we get started, smash that like button if you're watching us on YouTube. An odd number of times. 1, 3, you know the deal. Let's try to get this one up to 605 likes. Larson, what's in the news?
News, we may have a whistleblower amongst us. Steve Rawgate whistleblower confirmed. Well, maybe not. But it came to light today, courtesy of Spectrum Sports' John Alba. That's in Orlando. He reported today via the Twitter that an anonymous WWE employee submitted a public statement at this morning's Orange County Board of County Commissioners meeting. This question was read aloud. Fightful has a transcript. It is as follows, quote, "My employer, World Wrestling
Wait a
Entertainment."
second, you're not going to do it in a voice of a known commodity?
My employer.
How about this?
Oh, I thought I was going to disguise my voice.
How about this? My employer, World Wrestling Entertainment, is forcing me to work the TV tapings for its weekly shows. Okay, Johnny Ace.
Well,
Johnny
yeah,
Whistleblower.
This anonymous WWE employee went by John.
That's right, it was John, huh?
It was John.
John L, maybe?
John A. So yeah, my employer WWE has forced me to work the TV tapings for its weekly shows despite the stay-at-home orders for coronavirus. I'm able to speak out as I need this job. I know I will be fired if I approach the higher-ups. Despite sanitary precautions, we cannot maintain social distancing and we have to touch other people. I request the government to shut down these tapings and enforce a stay-at-home order so my colleagues and I may follow social distancing rules without fear of repercussions of losing our jobs. Does this guy, not to discount what he says, because we don't even know if this is like a real WWE employee making
No idea.
We have no idea.
It's probably Tony Khan, to be honest with you.
It could be a number of people. Could just be someone who's watching at home is like, they shouldn't be doing this. And so,
Larson, was this you? You're very vigilant on this whole thing. Was this you? Be honest.
No, usually my thing is I speak my mind, and that's the extent the effort I put into anything. Really.
You got to say yes, because then we can get an exclusive interview with Whistleblower, and it's you.
Okay, I'll backlight myself, talk like this.
Whistleblower buries WWE. Anyways,
John Whistleblower. So here's the thing: I just don't know if since WWE is been deemed essential business, are they then exempt from the stay-at-home regulations? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Lacey is an essential worker. Like, they're saying the WWE is basically the same as the post office or
because
grocery
it's
stores.
woven into the fabric of society.
Yeah, right, exactly. Now we all know how asinine it is that the WWE should not be considered or is considered essential. That being said, I think this person is maybe a better way to go would be, hey, this shouldn't be essential. So yeah, like they've been deemed essential, so you can't do anything about it. You got to work.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've heard in the past, and we'll get to this a bit more a bit later, that as we saw all the way to the top, Roman Reigns, he wasn't comfortable working Mania, said he wasn't going to do it, and they were like, all right, fine, cool. And we've heard that talent has been told, if you don't feel comfortable, if you're worried you'll put yourself or someone in your family at risk by doing these shows, you don't have to do them.
Yeah.
We've heard that countless times. But again, we'll get to that more later.
Theoretically, without threat of...
Yes, I know. Well, they say that. However, in practice, who knows? So, of course, no confirmation if this statement is from an actual WWE employee or an NWO WWE employee. But WrestleVotes reached out to their sources and heard back the following. Steve, do you want to take this, please?
Yes. WrestleVote said this: regarding the suspected employee complaint rumors, from a direct source in the know, exact quote, they have not forced in all caps, anyone to work during this time. So emphasis is emphasis is WrestleVotes, right?
Well, I mean, that his exact quote, which I assume means the quote, he's transcribing it as directed towards him, where forced was emphasized.
They have not forced anyone to work during this time. Meanwhile,
hold on. Let's parse this, though.
Okay.
Emphasis on forced, is it mean they literally don't tell people if you don't work, you're going to get fired?
So they probably don't do that, but they probably say, hey, look, nobody's forcing you to be here. Wink, wink. You know?
That's how I took it too.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. We know how this works. You know? Anyways, Big Show knows how it works too. He's been interviewed by Fox News, by the Fox Nation. It's the Fox Nation. And he said, at least the talent is still allowed to say no to participating. He said this: "We're trying to do things the best that we can to entertain and also follow a lot of safety and health guidelines. I know that when I was there to do some things that I do with Drew McIntyre, there was medical screening, temperature taking, and social distancing." Odd that he doesn't say anything about testing. "It was really nice to see how much WWE went after making the talent as safe as possible and those that wanted to compete for the fans. And that was one thing that's been made very clear to all the talents. You don't have to. If you feel uncomfortable, stay at home, stay with your family. You will not get pushed if you do that. But if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. We will put you in clown costumes, but you'll be safe with your family."
Well, hopefully, if let's assume for a moment that WWE statements to their talent and hopefully their staff, anybody who's working for WWE, where they say, if you're not comfortable doing this, you can stay home. It's cool. Take that as genuinely as possible. They said, hopefully it applies not just to talent, but everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume, well, maybe not. I've kind of wondered, how does this affect then the downside guarantee for wrestlers? At least you don't work the shows. You gotta. My understanding is you gotta work, X number of shows to meet your downside guarantee. So how do they work around that? For example, Roman or anybody else who says, "I don't feel comfortable doing this," is that coming at the expense of getting a paycheck then, or are they paying their performers? I don't believe we've heard anything. Like, we know Ring of Honor's paying people. AEW apparently is paying people. Basically every other wrestling promotion, New Japan's still paying people. All the other major promotions are still paying their talent and staff right now. I don't know if we've heard anything from WWE about whether wrestlers who object to participating, if it's not going to be held against them in terms of their status in the company, or they don't have to worry about fear of reprisals from Vince, but they still getting paid their minimum essentially.
I don't know.
I just don't know.
I don't know.
That could be another, like the emphasis on forced to work, but it's a situation like, you don't have to do this, but you're not getting paid.
Well, I mean, look, here's the thing.
I just don't know.
Let's say this isn't even a wrestler, right? Because he says my employer. And
I'd assume it's not a wrestler. Yeah.
I'm assuming it's not a wrestler. So let's just stick to that. As far as are the wrestlers getting paid, who knows? I don't know. I mean, I kind of think it all boils down to, well, I don't know. You'd think they'd have a uniform policy on this. But the bottom line is the wrestlers who have leverage can do whatever they want. The wrestlers who don't have leverage are seen on TV. So, so I mean, that's a generality. But I mean, look, it's funny because there are certain people who have made a big impact on specifically Raw, and they've been there every week. Austin Theory, Angel Garza, Andrade, Zelina Vega, Aleister Black, Akira Tozawa. And these are people, obviously, who see, hey, and this is speculation on my part, but hey, I'm willing to risk this because otherwise this spot's going to go to somebody else, and I want all this TV time, and it's tremendously helps Zelina Vega. And if she decided she, wasn't feeling safe, she wouldn't be getting the level of push. I don't know that, this is only going to benefit her down the line. Yeah. When things go back to normal, she's going to have all this TV time, all this push. I mean, I don't know. I
would suspect too, and it's kind of been my suspicion the whole time, is that people who live in the Orlando area either might get first dibs on things, or might be more willing to do more stuff because they don't have to worry about travel, and therefore, especially if they don't have families, they don't have to worry about quarantine upon arrival back home or any of that kind of stuff. They drive to the porn center, do their taping, drive right back home.
Well, didn't we hear that the WWE had like a hotel where they were putting up people?
Yeah, for out-of-towners. Yeah. That was from Mania. I don't know if that's still the case or not.
I would speculate this, that if for example, AJ Styles, let's say AJ Styles was, an old bachelor, didn't have kids, didn't have a wife. If he wanted to be in town, but he didn't live technically in Orlando, they'd probably put him up because he's AJ Styles. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So, but in terms of employees, this is the thing that sort of bugs, dude, is, we just went through this on Black Wednesday, what they're calling it now. There are 150 plus, employees essentially of WWE that they seemingly don't feel like they needed for the time being. And what happened to those people that got laid off? If somebody says, hey, I don't want to work because it's not safe, well, they could just point to what happened last Wednesday. You know, I mean, that might be the insinuation here is, hey, a bunch of people just got laid off. If I want to keep my job, I have to work here. So please stop making them be essential, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, who knows if this is real or not? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of scared people out there, and you know, they have good reason to be. But I don't know. I don't know if this is real or not. There's no way to tell.
I don't know either. I assume there'd be more information.
You just hope that everything that WWE saying they're doing to the best of their ability, and everybody's going to be okay.
Yeah, you hope so.
Oh, and just like that, we got ourselves an update, Larson. That's right. WWE has responded to Rawgate Whistleblower. They issued the following statement from Sean Ross Sapp's tweet. Larson, do you want to read this statement?
Sure. I'll try to do it in as best a corporate voice as possible. Here I go. These accusations aren't true. Employees know they can confidentially go to I almost said HR, not the public, notwithstanding the appropriate protocol.
They will go to the ER.
Notwithstanding the appropriate protocol, no one would be fired if they were uncomfortable with their surroundings. We made accommodations for individuals upon request.
Wow. So, Larson, in the end, do you think this is a fake whistleblower or this is a real whistleblower?
Well, if this is a game of kayfabe corner like we used to do, I would guess fake.
You are correct. It is fake now. There's no way to tell. There's no way to tell. We're never going to
There's no way to tell. That's why I guess. There's no way to tell. Unless this whistleblower comes forward with hard evidence.
Right.
That he or she is being forced to report to these shoots despite protests. You kind of have to take it with, you consider it, but you also got to consider the point that it could be a complete made up thing.
Could be.
So
maybe you.
Truth be told, if you ask me real or fake, I'd say too soon to tell.
There you go. Moving on.
Too soon to tell. Someone who's maybe not doing that great today, Vince McMahon, he's been sued again. Another day, another lawsuit.
I guess so.
Against Vince. This time from former XFL commissioner Oliver Luck. The Action Network is reporting that Luck is stating in his suit that he was, quote, wrongfully terminated and, quote, is owed the money that he was guaranteed when he signed on to become the commissioner in May 2018. Sources say Luck received a contract for in between 20 and 25 million over 5 years. That's a ton of money.
That's a lot of money.
The contract stipulated he be due the remaining balance if terminated without cause, which is the case. League folded, so he's out of a job.
Yeah, this was kind of interesting. So that Action Network continues. Luck, as well as other top executives, were missing from the bankruptcy filing on April 13th. Luck's suit notes that he was never listed as a creditor. That's who the XFL owes money to. Because Alpha Entertainment, McMahon's entity, filed to reject many executive contracts at the same time as filing their petition. Sources say the bankruptcy court approved the rejecting of those contracts, which meant that Luck's only recourse was to sue McMahon.
So amongst the list of creditors were some of the coaches in the league. I think Mark Trestman, Bob Stoops, Winston Moss, I think was his name, the coach of the LA team. But yeah, it's interesting to note that Oliver Luck was not listed amongst those. I didn't know that was a possibility. They could just say, oh, these executives, yeah, we're just not going to honor the terms of the contract that we both signed. Yeah. And then now,
I mean, the question is going to be that, like what I saw from some lawyer. I think when I saw this, I know Darren Rovell tweeted this out, and then somebody else commented about a lawyer sort of said something about it, saying, it's not like this was like literally the last resort, because the idea that they'd have to convince the courts that McMahon putting so much of his own personal money into this would then make him liable as well. But I think like the fact that Alpha Entertainment is its own entity, I'm not sure how likely that's going to be. The lawyer anyway seemed to think, whoever this lawyer was, seemed to think that it wasn't likely, but who knows? I mean,
that the suit would come out in Luck's favor?
That it would not. That it's likely that it would be dismissed.
Okay.
Because he's going after McMahon and not Alpha Entertainment. Because McMahon had put so much of his own money into it, but that is probably not going to matter here.
Yeah, if Alpha Entertainment's an LLC, I guess the very name of the corporation is limited liability. So.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but I don't know if Alpha. I don't remember if Alpha Entertainment's an LLC or not.
Oh, it's got to be. I mean, Vince is.
I would think so.
Yeah, you would think that's what it is.
A sort of major. Yeah, it looks to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it is.
Yeah. So in that case, like, you can't really go after Vince, but he's going to try, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of surprising that. I mean, if it says it in his contract, and then he wasn't listed as a creditor, then I don't know why he couldn't go after. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure this is probably just the first of many.
Oh, I mean, there's this. There's the thing where Vince said there'd be no WWE wouldn't have any stake in the XFL, and they did.
Literally, employees walking back and forth between buildings.
Yeah,
pulling double duty.
Yeah, there's going to be several lawsuits. There's already that one that's happening, that class action, from some group's petition or pension plan.
Yeah,
suing them.
Yeah, it was like a local fire department, right?
Yeah. So there's going to be several. It just feels like.
Yeah, strange times for everybody. Anyways, that's it for the show. Thanks. Oh, by the way, also, the Bennetts, the Canellises, they're doing a podcast now. They announced that yesterday. They're doing a podcast, Larson.
Yeah,
we should collaborate with them.
Sure.
She did an interview with Wrestle Talk. Maybe she'll do one with Going in Raw.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll zoom her in. I'll play some GTA 5. Yeah, there we go. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.